It is 7 a.m. There's a thunderstorm going on right now. And there's supposed to be thunderstorms later at 1. I'm not sure how far I'm going to get today because of that. But we will see. So it is 8 o'clock now. I'm not hearing thunder anymore, so I'm going to pack up my tent and my tarp and hammock, whatever I have. I've kind of got everything else already put away. Just waiting for the thunders to stop. Because walking in the rain is one thing, but I don't want to get hit by lightning. And who was it? A friend from Trail Gypsies had an incident where she almost got struck by lightning, I think a few weeks ago now. So I don't really want to do that. So it's not raining anymore. Sometimes when the wind blows, the rain comes down a little bit, but trying to get as far as I can before 2, because it's supposed to rain for a really long time after that, like overnight into the next morning. So everything's gonna be wet. There's a kind of gross looking pond here. There's a big pond down there. And a little pond up here. And they feed into each other. So here, the Appalachian Trail joins with the Virginia Creeper Trail. Not sure how long, but this is a really nice path, so I'm hoping it's for at least a mile. Probably not, that would be too good. My pack has felt super heavy today, and I think it's because I had my tarp on the back pocket, because my sleeping bag hyperlight pod thing has a hole somewhere in it. And I know it has a hole because last time it rained, the sleeping bag was wet. And the only thing that had been in the bag that was wet was my tarp. So I had it in the back pocket, just covered up. Now I have it in the side. So the Creeper Trail is pretty flat, obviously because it was originally a railroad. And now it's a bike and walking trail. And it's next to this river, which is kind of peaceful and nice. Caution, bees. Is that like a thing meant to hold bees? They're still out here. Don't get run over. Dedicated to Luther C. Hassinger, president of a lumber company, built and operated a sawmill. Recognition of contributions to early day development of the area. We're going across this bridge now. The sun has really come out. This is a really long bridge. Snakes will go anywhere. Let's see if I can get them without dropping my phone. Hello, buddy. There's actually 2 bridges, but it's still pretty long. But we are going back into the woods now. Yay. It is 11:45. The Lost Mountain Shelter is 1 mile away. The place that I wanted to get to is 3.5 miles away. But it's starting to head up a 5,000-foot mountain, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to get there because my pack still feels insanely heavy, like heavier than it was yesterday. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a fog on my glasses and I cannot get it to go away. But it's currently sunny right now, so that's good because that means it's not raining. The Saunders Shelter is 5.5 miles back, so I've come a good distance. There's a little stream thing here. It's been a lot of water crossings today, and water in general. This is the Iron Mountain Shelter. Some of these shelters have bear boxes and privies, which is really nice. This is one thing that I know I'm not doing correctly. I do not know how to dig a 6 to 8 inch deep cat hole because there's so many roots and rocks, and you have to find like the perfect spot to dig. And so I'm not digging that deep. I physically cannot. This is the style of privy in this section. This is really nice because you're not making eye contact with someone while you're sitting on the toilet. And these are not composting privies. A lot of people don't write in the shelter logs, but I like to see if I recognize anyone who's come through. I think her name is Hippie. I have not met Tupacs, but I recognize the name Snickers. I think there's a couple Sunshines out here, but I've met one. Birthday girl, obviously. This means she's somewhere ahead of me now. So it is almost 1 o'clock. I feel like I'm kind of hearing thunder, but it could be other noises. I haven't had any signal since the last shelter, so I haven't been able to check. The campsite I'm hoping to go to is 2.5 miles away. And the reason I want to go there is because there's a comment saying that once you go past that, there's no stealth sites going up the mountain, which probably means that it's too steep to even make my own site. And I don't fancy hiking in the rain or a thunderstorm. And I know I can't always avoid it, but it's just going to make me miserable, and I don't want to do it if I don't have to. Virginia is so flat. Hills, don't know what those are. Just this nice, easy walk in the park. This is US Route 58. It's 1.5 miles from the campsite. One more bridge crossing. We're in someone's field now. Getting really close now. Once we get to the road, it's not too far away. We're at the road, which means the campsite is 0.3 away. The sky's not looking too dark though. This is the campsite I was going for, but it's only 3. So I'm gonna keep going and hope I can make it. I think the top of the mountain's like 2.7 miles. This dude just jumped out of the water. They're a lot harder to see than the orange ones. I am 2.1 miles from the top. There's 1,600 feet of elevation change, which means there's 550 feet per mile, which is a lot. So, once I get up there, I'll be okay, but getting up there, I think it's going to be rough. There is 1.2 miles until the top. It's been a gentle up, it hasn't been super steep, but it's super humid out. And I think I'm starting to hear thunder again. It's starting to rain on and off. Now 1/2 mile from the top. It's getting a little steeper here. And the thunder's getting a little louder. So I'm hoping I can get up there before it gets too bad. This last 0.4, or I guess the last 0.4, because I'm not there yet, hasn't been too bad. The sky's looking a little dark. Just hoping to get open over this pretty quickly. Not quite here yet, but this is a pretty little area. I don't see any storm clouds, but I think they're over that way. This is pretty much the view from the top. This is super pretty. Just saw lightning go off there. So I probably shouldn't stand here too long because there's no trees of any kind up here. This is Buzzard Rock. Nice sunny over here. Scary gloomy over there. It's kind of a nice area though. You can see people up there. I assume this is some kind of berry bush. The lightning not very active, so, or at least where I can see it. Come on, do another one. Normally I'm in the trees, so like I can see the flash, but I don't actually see the lightning. Like this morning, I'd just woken up and there was a big flash and I was like, ah, and there was a thunder. These azaleas are just starting to bloom. I like how red these ones are. Oh lovely, we get to go out onto the exposed ridge. I was hoping there would be a campsite, but I guess not. I did not know that azaleas were native to the East Coast until I started working at Home Depot, because we actually sold, well, I didn't work at Home Depot, I worked in Home Depot, but we sold this azalea. I think it's Azalea Expiry, but I've never remembered seeing them in the wild, and they're very pretty. But they're toxic to cats. I don't really know what's going on with the storm now because the sun is out and I don't really hear a lot of thunder, but there's some fog. It's getting a little foggy again. This is White Top Road. I'm hoping there's some stealth spots up in these trees so I can be done. It's 5:30. I'm so sweaty. I feel like I'm a slug. So it does look like there's a spot here, but the road is just back there and I'd like to be a little further away from it. So I'm gonna keep going and hope there's something else. That Rounders is 6.5 miles, Steep Gap is 4, the A600 is 2.5. It's not looking good for campsites up here. There is a camping spot area at Elk Gardens, which is the road. So I might end up there tonight. I've been looking in the woods to see if there's anywhere I can go off, but there's always like a tree or something too close, or there's a... these bugs are crazy. There's a dead tree or something. I'm almost positive these did not look like these yesterday. It's almost like a mouse got at them. Oh no. This looks like a good spot to me, so I'm gonna stop here. I think I'm at 493.8, so I've done 12.59 miles, which is pretty good. Pretty close to 500. The Grayson Highlands. Hopefully we'll hit them all tomorrow. I forgot, but I had the Happy Yak Moroccan feast last night. I was expecting it to be spicy, and it wasn't, which was good, but I also felt like it was lacking flavor. And for one pouch, this has 660 calories. And then tonight, I'm gonna try the Fernway Food Co. Mushroom Pot Pie. I have not had this brand either, so I'm excited to try it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.